Thanks so much for tuning in to the Talent Accelerator. I'm Dan Horgan, founder and CEO of the DG Horgan Group, author of Tell Me I Can't and I Will. I recently came across the following quote: "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone." Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. How many of us have been paralyzed by the sense of failure or fear of not succeeding at whatever it is that we tackle in terms of our personal or professional goals? How many have held ourselves back from taking that risk at work or in our personal lives because we weren't necessarily sure of what the outcome was going to be? And so it was safer to stay where we were than to try to propel ourselves forward. You know, all of us at some point in time will find us in that particular situation. But this quote in particular really was an inspiring moment for me. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Because really at the end of the day, we should be thinking about every week, every day even, what's one thing that we can do to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, to challenge ourselves as individuals, as leaders, to learn and to grow. We might discover something new about ourselves. We might discover a skill that we didn't realize that we had. We might introduce ourselves to a particular new area of passion that we begin to explore further and really enjoy at the end of the day. You know, the same is true that we might also learn something that we don't like. We might experience a new food, go to a new place, or experience a situation that we were uncomfortable in and didn't really like. And in that moment, we can know at that point that we wouldn't repeat that moving forward. We wouldn't do that again, right? So this whole notion of life begins at the end of our comfort zone is an important reminder for us to step out of the ordinary, to challenge ourselves, to continually learn and grow. There's an exercise that I use in my management training classes called Define Your Vision that is a great tool for those that are looking to try to move from where they are today to maybe where they want to go, where they dream of going. And so here's how it works. You just take a sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11, turn it horizontal, and on one side of the paper you just draw a stick figure. And what I want you to do with that stick figure is around it is to write all the characteristics of how you would describe yourself today. I want you to think about if I were to go to your best friend, if I were to go to your parents or to your siblings or your coworkers, what are the things that they would say about you today? I also want you to think about where you are professionally. What are the hobbies that you enjoy? What are the things that you do in your pastime? And put all that information around that one particular character, right? When you're done with that, I want you to go to the right side of the paper. And what I want you to do on that side is, again, draw a stick figure. And around that character is I want you to think about 6 months from now, a year from now, even a year and a half, 2 years from now. Who is it that you want to be? In other words, what are the words that you want others to describe you as? And put those words down around that particular character. I want you to think about what are the experiences, what are the skills that you want to develop? What are all of the different professional goals that you want to be able to accomplish? Again, at whatever mile mark you have chosen, 6, 12, 18 months, 2 years, right? In the middle, I want you to draw 3 lines. On the top line, I want you to write the word stop. On the middle line, I want you to write the word start. And on the bottom line, write the word continue. And here's where the real work starts to unfold. You've now defined where you are and where you want to go. So the next step, the next challenge for you to overcome is to really take a step back and to reflect on what you're going to stop, start, and continue to get from where you are today to where you want to ultimately be. Defining what we're going to stop, start, and continue is what propels us forward. It gives us clarity in a very tactical way about something that we can stop. Now, I hear you. You look at all the things on your to-do list and you're going to say to me, there's nothing really that I can stop. You know, all of these things on my to-do list are important. Here's the reality. The reality is there's probably a lot of things on your to-do list that are not as important to getting you to where you want to go. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll find at least one thing that you could stop today. So not tomorrow, not next week, not a month from now, today, that you could stop, that again propels you and moves you forward, accelerates your ability to move from point A to point B. There's also something that you're not doing in that start section to think about. What is something that you've been holding back on, that out of that sense of fear of failure, out of not knowing, needing more guidance and advice, something that you want to start to be able to accelerate your growth. And then lastly, again, what's one thing that you're continuing? The importance of acknowledging that all of us are doing things that are going to move us forward, that are helping us to learn and grow every day, and reflecting on at least one thing that we're going to continue to move us along in our trajectory to get to our ultimate state, to hit that milestone that we've now outlined is really super important. So again, I hope that today has inspired you to take the step to move from where you are to where you ultimately want to be. And I hope that this little inspiration, particularly that quote, "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone," is a great reminder that all of us have potential beyond our imagination. And it's our job every day to go to work to discover what that potential is, to evolve into the best version of ourselves. Thanks so much again for tuning in to the Talent Accelerator. I'm Dan Horgan. I'll see you next time.